Hey everybody, I'm Cohen, and I'm going to be doing a little tour of my urban farm called Veg'd Out Urban Farms in San Antonio, Texas. We're on the southeast side of town. The whole property is just a little over half an acre. I do all organic methods. I'm not certified, but I do know majority of all. I know how to farm organically, is what I'm trying to say. I just wanted to do a little tour of what's going on over here. Over here, that's a peach tree. It's a John Fenwick peach tree. Didn't set any fruit. Well, it's got a couple peaches on it. I may end up ripping that tree out because it hasn't been so productive. I've got a little water feature here. Kind of sets the mood for the front yard. Kind of drowns out the background sounds because, that's my neighbor over there, and he's got a tractor going right over there. Well, you can't see him through the peach tree, but anyway, I've got neighbors right next to me. I'm trying not to spin the camera so much. I'm surrounded on three sides with neighbors that just love to run their lawnmowers and weed eaters and all that jazz because they got to take care of their lawn. Anyway, we'll cover that later. I've got rows and rows of squash, and about over there, up to the front, tomatoes, right here, various tomatoes, from cherry tomatoes to brandywines, sun golds, and then back over here, these are tomatillos. I've got purple and green tomatillos. They're coming in very nice. Right here, those are Egyptian walking onions. I consider it a permaculture crop or a perennial crop. It's kind of, when you put it in, it stays where it is for the most part, unless you're going to pull them all out and then transform. But anyway, outside of that, you'll see I've got some red leaf lettuce that's over there that is going to seed right now. I'm going to save some of that seed. I've also got some garlic in the ground that kind of needs to come out. Some pineapple guava, those two right over there are pineapple guava. I got a loquat over there, a plum tree. That's a cherry tree. That'll probably get ripped out because it's not going to do well here. Anyway, red maple, a big tree right there. I'm going to have to trim that, keep the sun in. Anyway, this is the front of the house. And all the wispy growth right over here, that's asparagus. In fact, I may have a spear. I'll harvest a spear and eat it. Up in the front, right up here in these little beds, there's going to be some peppers that are going in from ají dulces and two different types of ajís, the dulce and the charapitas. I already have some over here, tiny transplants we put in the ground. Also got some New Zealand spinach in there. But I'm gonna harvest some asparagus just real quick. This is purple passion asparagus. It's the biggest spear that I've ever, biggest variety with the biggest spear I've ever grown. And it tastes so much better than the green. There's no bitterness. It's incredibly sweet. It's awesome. Anyway, let's keep moving. Just real quick. We'll go through the house. We'll go through the front of the house. And we'll move to the mid yard. I just keep on moving. We'll just make it real quick. Okay. I got master walking backwards, I guess. Here's the mid yard. Got a nice bed over there. Nice bed over there. We'll call them plots. Got a culinary herb garden right over here in this little spot. Just within that little stoned area, we've probably got about 50 to 60 different herb types. That's just a demo garden. I have more herbs just intermittently planted all around the yard. So I harvest from all over the yard. It's not really efficient, but Not very many people bring that many herbs to market. These are lamb's quarters, also known as magenta spring. We've been calling them a diva spinach because it's nice and pink, pretty. It rubs off on your fingers. Also been calling it nature's Cheeto dust. Some more of the bed that we just ripped out. We ripped out a lot of radish and Swiss chard and all that. Just been taking it to the farmer's market. Fingerling potatoes back here. We've got cucumbers up against the wall right over here that we're going to be supporting with some twine, or it's like butcher's twine, so it's compostable. We're going to go over in detail on what's going on in the bed in another video, but right now I just want to point out some features of the farms. We're completely covered with solar panels on the back of the house over there. So we always generate more energy than we use, except for in the summer. Annually, we generate, on an annual basis, we generate more electricity than we use. On the back of the shed over here is a rainwater collection system. I get 660 gallons when it's full, and it's usually full all the time. And then I'm just gonna give you a brief, I need to clean up the backyard. I wanna just give you a brief look at what I have going on in the back. It's a mess. Yeah, it's a mess. I'm gonna clean that up. That's why it's another reason I wanted to wait to make this video. But anyway, I've got a goat back there. Her name is Totes McGoats, and I've got 3 chickens, Shirley, Bearfie, and Bluefie. And they help process food waste. Yeah, we take food waste here from a local company here in town, Compost Queens, and repurpose it to put it back into the garden or into the farm as a fertilizer. We've got to keep the soil fertile. Anyway, welcome to Veg'd Out Urban Farms. I'm excited to make this little series. I'm excited for all your questions. What we do to grow different crops, what crops we do grow, which ones don't work well here, how do we do it organically. We're never going to recommend you do it any other way. So don't come to me with any NPK questions. Don't come to me with any Miracle Grow questions. Don't come to me. You know, if you're going to say you applied a 19-19-19 synthetic fertilizer on your crop, and say, well, you just screwed up from the start. So anyway, that's about it. Hit me up with any questions you got, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my abilities. I'm here to learn. We're all new here. We're learning. I'm not saying that my way that I do it is better than anybody else's, but it's what works for me, and it's how I prefer to do things. So if you're interested in my opinionated farming and how you can do it on an urban plot or in your backyard, your front yard, let me know. Thanks.